Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the day so far. My name is David Treiberg. I'm the group lead for Microsoft at Also. Today, I'm super excited to introduce to you a very special guest and speaker from Microsoft headquarters in Seattle, Nikki Meyer. Nikki, she's the Director for Worldwide Channel Sales, Strategy and Programs at Microsoft. She comes with more than 20 years of experience in different roles within Microsoft. She also comes with a lot of international experience working in different locations like South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and now lately Seattle. Today, she's going to talk about something that's very close to her heart and something that I personally also think about more or less every day, and that's about how channel partners can successfully and sustainably grow their cloud business. With that, please give your full attention and please join me in welcoming her to the online stage. Over to you, Nikki.
Thanks for that introduction, David, and good afternoon, everyone, from a very early morning here in Seattle. So today I wanted to share with you some insights and learnings that we've gathered over this last year in particular, and how you can leverage some of these learnings to grow your business. You know, during the last recent economic uncertainty, we've definitely all been living in, our biggest learning at this time is that absolutely no business is immune to this crisis, and no organization is 100% resilient. But what it also taught us is that those organizations that had already started the transformation and had digital capabilities have been able to pivot more rapidly and respond to their customers' changing needs and demands during this time. Resilience. This is the ability to adapt quickly to changing conditions and has become the hallmark for success in today's environment. As I mentioned earlier, organizations that have already embarked on their transformational journey are definitely seeing the benefits. With cloud-enabled technologies, they have access to on-demand tools and capacity tailored to their needs. With scalability and speed of implementation, they're definitely seeing increased cost savings in today's world. And with efficient, agile, and self-sufficient tools, the employees have stayed productive across the entire organizations as we've had to transition to remote working. These organizations we've seen have been able to quickly respond as the crisis has impacted their industries, and they've built solid foundations for recovery. And we're already starting to see how they're reimagining what the future may bring. Every organization is facing transformational change right now. And for many organizations, how they defined success yesterday is certainly not how they're defining success today or tomorrow. So while technology can amplify human ingenuity, people are the driving force behind progress. And when it comes to people, more work doesn't always equal more output. You know, we have times where we need to sprint, but then we definitely need time to recover. And I think what is super close to all of our hearts and what's definitely been a realization over this last year is we're all social beings. We need to be together. And more often than not, we actually do our best work together. And so conventionally, we looked to the physical workspace to solve these needs. Even for large distributed organizations like Microsoft, we've historically always had a physical center of gravity, a place we all went to connect, to learn from each other. But we're certainly seeing organizations, and I can tell you, I'm certainly seeing this from within Microsoft, that we will be permanently transformed post this pandemic. We're already seeing so many more people opting to permanently work from home, or we're starting to see this hybrid of, starting to work from home mixed with going into the office. And we actually believe that when historians look back on 2020, they're going to see this as a key turning point. They're going to see it as the end of the post-industrial era and the beginning of the truly digital era. And so with this, we're seeing three important trends develop. The first one is obviously everything will go digital. In the first wave of digital transformation, we saw all of the paperwork moving to ones and zeros. Now all human interactions have some kind of representation in the cloud. When I think about how much has been enabled online over this last year, it's incredible. I mean, everything that you want to do, from renewing a driver's license to, we've seen marriage ceremonies online. Nothing's impossible in terms of a digital footprint. The second is that location will be less relevant. Remote participants will no longer be second-class citizens, and digital interactions will no longer seen as poor substitutes. A year ago, I would never have imagined that I'd be sitting here in my home in Seattle and presenting at the Also CTV Summit in Europe. It's amazing what I think this time of transition has made us accustomed to. And the third, which to me sometimes is a little more frightening, is the clock speed of the world will increase. When everything is digital and physical locations no longer a barrier, cycle times will shorten. I'm sure you've all seen this within your own industries. I'm certainly seeing it just within my own personal team. Without having that time to now have to drive to the office, without having that downtime of everyday life, everything being digital and remote, we're definitely seeing the world speed up. We're starting to see that change is happening more regularly. Companies and individuals are expected to respond in a much faster and rapid way. So what does this mean for the workforce of the future? I think as a global digital workforce, we are all naturally already starting to transition to this way of work. So it's super important for us to understand how we can better drive impact for our customers. As we're moving to this new way of working, so are our customers. And so it's important to understand, how do we meet them in this journey of this new digital workforce? And how do we make sure that we are building the right services, the right offerings, meeting them with the demands that they have at this time, to be able to empower both them and their organizations, but also how do we empower their people? How do we teach their people how to engage and interact in this new era of working? I wanted to share some feedback with you that we've heard through some of our customer surveys that we've done. And there's two parts that I wanted to share. First was what's immediate to them right now. So, and I use the word post-COVID very lightly, but as we're definitely starting to see ourselves transition out of this immense COVID period, it's what do they need, what do they need right now? And then what I'll do is I'll move on to some broader customer satisfaction that we have that we've recently received. So starting with the feedback around our COVID response, overall we actually had a really strong really strong satisfaction results. And you can see our top satisfaction drivers were remote work, collaboration through Teams, which has obviously allowed continued engagement with employees through voice and video chat. We've definitely seen the connection of video chat has been absolutely instrumental in maintaining relationships, in continuing to build teams and to build the morale within organizations. So not just allowing that continuation of work, but also to continue that essential engagement. Cloud adoption, customers who are already, as I've said, using the cloud found it easier to adjust to a work from home scenario and to be able to resume business as usual during this time. And our COVID offers and trials were really well received. We definitely saw the need for financial assistance during the extreme COVID periods, and then product stability and reliability. But what we then really wanted to understand from our customers is, what were the top business priorities? And these showed up in very clear themes. So no surprises here. Remote work and online collaboration remains to be their #1 priority. Teams has effectively supported remote work and helped keep all businesses running during this time. Going forward, remote work will continue to be critical, along with employee well-being and ensuring data security. I will say that employee well-being, while it has always showed up in our top 5, we've definitely never seen it at this heightened level of second. The other new new within the top 5, the category that showed up within this quarter, is that one of the top priorities for customers right now is migration to the cloud. So how are they taking their business to the cloud, and how are they migrating their cloud solutions? It's the first time that we've actually seen that in any of our customer surveys within the top 5 categories. So with these priorities in mind, we then wanted to go the next step further to understand, so what is it that our customers need help from our partners to be able to meet the needs of these priorities. And the first is help in the journey to remote work and keeping their staff connected with the right collaboration tools. They're looking for help in ensuring their data security and privacy posture is correct, and providing training opportunities to upskill their employees. As I mentioned earlier, it's never been a more important time for us to not just empower organizations, but empower employees with the new way of working, ensuring that they are able to meet the demands of this ever-changing world that we are now facing. So we looked at these priorities across various subsegments. When I say subsegments, I'm talking about, and I'll get into this in a moment, I'm talking about subsegments in terms of size of customers. And we did see some differences in the size of these organizations and what it was that they were looking for help. So just to briefly touch on this, while the themes are consistent across top unmanaged, medium and small businesses, we saw that there was some differences in the very small businesses. And I think the number one area that showed up here is business performance and optimization moves from 4th place within the top unmanaged, medium and small business to the 2nd for very small businesses. And this stands to reason, as these smaller organizations are really looking for ways for technologies to help optimize and improve their business performance. The second section is where, again, they're looking for help in how to achieve this. And again, what we're seeing is that these very small businesses are more price sensitive and have heightened requirement around security and privacy. We definitely also saw in this recent customer survey the price sensitivity within the top and medium segment moved down drastically in the stack ranking. I think it was about 2 or 3 customer surveys ago, so we're talking probably 18 months ago. This pricing sensitivity within the top unmanaged and medium was round about 2 or 3 in stack ranking. So what we're starting to see here is a trend within these bigger organizations they're not driven by price. They're driven about how can we empower them? How can we enable their organizations to meet the demands of their customers more and more? I think it's super encouraging to see that it's technology and services that are starting to drive this segment as opposed to the price sensitivity that we have been driven by so much in the past. So I wanted to click down just briefly into these subsegments that I've been talking about and what the size of those organizations actually represent and the opportunity that they represent. So this pyramid is very much a Microsoft facing pyramid of the way that we view and build out the subsegments within SMB. You can see starting off down here at the bottom, we've got super small organizations from between 1 to 9 employees all the way up to our top unmanaged subsegment, which are customers that look and feel very much like corporate customers. SMB for us is no longer that small kind of 200 to sub 250 employees. It spans anything between these small organizations to corporate lookalikes. And you can see that there is significant untapped opportunity within this SMB space. And where we're currently seeing the lowest penetration versus the opportunity size is here within the medium business, which has customers between the 25 to 300 employees. So this is our traditional SMB space. With a total TAM opportunity of $328 billion, we're only seeing a 19% penetration in Microsoft 365, 1% penetration in Azure, and in less than 1% penetration in D365. There is a huge opportunity within this space. And so when you remember back to the previous slide that I was just sharing with you, what is it that organizations in this space, or the size organization, what is it that they're looking to you to provide help and support for them? It's remote work and communications, and security and privacy. We know that in the beginning of the pandemic, everything was about the rush to how do we get our customers, first of all, how do we get ourselves enabled remotely? Second of all was, how do we get our customers enabled remotely? Very, very quickly, we saw that demand for enabling remote work transition to how do we secure this new environment? And definitely with what we've been seeing around the cyber attacks recently, this demand for security, even within the small but the SMB space, is a demand that's not going to be going away anytime soon. So now that we have looked at some of the customer feedback, what it is that the customers are looking for at this time, and you know, I also shared with you what some of the opportunities are in the space. I wanted to spend a little bit of time about talking about, so why Microsoft? In this mobile first, cloud first world, Microsoft's been hard at work to build the critical elements to support and enable the business success of our customers. The Microsoft Cloud is designed to help organizations navigate this era of more devices, more apps, more data, more capacity, more innovation, more speed. And this couldn't be more now with the pace of change that we are facing. Our holistic offering spans application infrastructure, data and AI, developer tools and services, security and compliance, business process, productivity and collaboration. And it's this interconnected nature of our cohesive platform and the experience which enables customers to achieve key outcomes and makes up their organization's digital feedback loop. So our focus is on delivering solutions that empower people and organizations to do more and to achieve more. So first of all, empowering employees with connected collaboration, engaging customers with connected experiences, transforming products with connected innovation, optimizing operations and connected insights. All of these outcomes comprising, as I say, the customer's digital feedback loop, are ring-fenced by a foundation of integrated, comprehensive security and compliance offerings. This is absolutely this is becoming the fundamental key deciding factor for so many organizations and the solutions they choose. Security has never been more important, and compliance, than what we're facing right now. And we believe that you really can't achieve any of these outcomes without the foundation to stand on. So everything that I mentioned earlier about empowering employees, you can't empower employees effectively if you can't help ensure their safety and maintain their trust. You certainly can't effectively engage customers if you can't maintain their trust. You can't transform products if security isn't built into the way applications are developed at every single stage of the life cycle. And you definitely cannot optimize operations if you're not connecting insights, data, and intelligence from one system to another in a secure, compliant, and responsible way. So today, no other vendor provides a single cohesive platform spanning best-of-breed solutions for applications, infrastructure, data and AI, business process, compliance, productivity, and collaboration. The Microsoft Cloud can therefore uniquely help organizations on their journey to becoming more resilient in today's environment. And thereby, it enables that customers are better prepared to respond, recover, and reimagine what the future may bring and continue to stay focused on achieving their purpose. I wanted to thank all of you today for spending this time with me. And I also wanted to thank you for everything that you do with our customers and for choosing Microsoft. David, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nikki, for that presentation. All right, now I see I'm online here. So again, thank you so much, Nikki, for that presentation. I think one conclusion I have here, there's still a very big opportunity for all of us to tap into when it comes to everything that we do together for end customers, when it comes to collaboration and new types of work in this remote new world we all live in. So please reach out to us at Also if you have any more thoughts or questions on how we can jointly together build out the business going forward. We have a lot of trainings and a lot of exciting opportunities coming out for all of you channel partners out there. So with that, I hope to be speaking to many of you after today, the CTV event, and also reach out to your contacts that we have throughout the CTV event site. You could see it from your countries on who to reach for. So thanks all for today and looking forward to speaking to you later.